lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
And welcome to the 305. And boy, do we got a barn burner for you guys. It is the preseason test for these guys. And my name is Alan Bergen, live in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Studio, just south of St. Louis. And I got my good friend here with me, Mr. Shane Lake. Shane, how's it going?
Live from the 305, it's Dade County, but this ain't worldwide. We're talking about the Racers Elite Truck Series throwing down a little 105-lap exhibition race. See if people want to come and hang out every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with them, which the races have been broadcasted here on SRM. And these boys know how to put on a great show. We saw some great championship battles come down to the final races this last season. This upcoming season is going to be no different, I feel.
Yeah, and the one thing you gotta think about too is Brandon Football. Can he go back to back this year, or will we see a different champion and maybe Rowan Lloyd or, Brandon Honeycutt or maybe Dennis Kaner? Any one of these drivers could pull off the championship. So these guys are gonna be big picture racing. But tomorrow night, live here on Sim Racing Media, you can catch all the action, 105 laps, live on Sim Racing Media. And these guys are going to be new season. Everybody thinks they can win.
Yeah, everyone's got the mentality right now. It's a fresh start, clean slate. try to go out there and make a statement opening race. Most of the time, it works out. So somebody's going to end up winning this race tomorrow night. That could end up being in the championship finale because the season is so short. You never know if it's going to be one guy dominating the entire season, or if we're going to see 5, 6, 7 different names come that final race of the upcoming season.
Hey, you're not wrong there. But look, with 70 degrees out, 82% humidity, a clear sky, a great night here, a wind at 4 miles an hour, and the track temperature, Shane, it's cool too. It's a cool 78 degrees. So,
Oh, my friend, this is what you would call ideal conditions for horsepower and grip. This is a typical Miami night, and trust me, these trucks are going to be dancing from the bottom groove straight to the fence. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up coming out on top after these 105 laps are done.
yeah, and to your point too, it's 105 laps. So that's the race length that they're going to face tomorrow night as when we go green here. And look, it's a small field, but practice does make perfect.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you can get this truck dialed in because these guys are also dealing with what everyone else is dealing with in iRacing, and that is the new aerodynamic and the new side force upgrades that these trucks have gotten. So they're going to drive a little bit different than what you're used to from last time around from being here at HomeStead. So you got to be able to dial in where you want your creature comforts because with it being a fixed setup, everyone's going to have the same problem, but it's up to how you drive the vehicle and how you set up whether the brake bounces more towards the front or to the rear, the steering offset, or what have you, to help try to get the truck dialed in a little bit better than everybody else.
So right now, Shane, Lee Campbell sits on the provisional pole for the practice race here with Andrew Tuft. And I tell you what, Andrew Tuft is always there at the end. Him and Alex Tuft, who's not in the field tonight, but we're gonna mention him anyways. These guys, Andrew Tuft, I want to point out is always there at the end. He's one of those guys that are always there at the end. So is Alex. Alex doesn't really qualify the strongest, but in conversations I had with Andrew, is they don't really qualify, but they race really well.
Yeah, some guys are like that. I mean, myself personally, I've always been a better qualifier. Race trim, it depends on the track how well I would do. But it's great to see some of these guys that usually can't qualify that well end up racing their way to the front because that makes entertaining races all around.
And we got a couple new faces here in the series. Rowan Lloyd, and then Jason Burdick. He is also a new face, and we're gonna mention he's not new to the series as he races in the Cup Series,
Mm-hmm.
and then in special events, Devin Schwartz. He's another new face. So we're gonna have an opportunity to get to know these guys really well throughout the season. John Ashby, he's another one of those new faces, and it's gonna be exciting to see these guys. I raced with John a little bit last night. He's a part of the Outsiders team, which I'm a part of on Thursday nights, and we got Truth Hoke and
You guys have a
Troy
loaded team.
Thomas.
You guys have a loaded team. Let's put it that way. Let's be real here.
So I want to do this, and
What are you doing?
You know what? I was actually gonna bring up Troy Thomas, but he's not in here. But anyways, Shane, look, Tuesday nights are our night. And you're in. Dave Regal, bless his heart, he always calls you his work mistress. Well, guess what? Tuesday night, you're mine.
There's a word I want to use right now. Apparently, everyone seems to be describing me, but I don't want to say it on air. But it starts with a B, and I'm not that. For God's sake.
It's all good. It's all good.
Dave's going to hear that and immediately start to work off of it next time he and I work together. I have that feeling.
Well, look,
I think I just gave Dave content.
everything's content on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
Everything's content.
Yeah, it is. And I believe qualifying may have just wrapped up.
Yes.
We got a
You-
9-truck grid for this little exhibition event.
Yeah, 9 trucks, no points on the line tonight.
It's just bragging rights. This reminds me of when the truck series was first really going back in 1994. I think they tried to, it was either 94 or 95. They took trucks down to Homestead for an exhibition during the Bush race, like towards the end of that weekend. And they ran the trucks for like 35 laps just to see if they could actually handle the track. And I think they had like Jeff Bodine in one of them. Ron Hornaday was in it. Jack Sprague was in it. I'm kind of getting that vibe here tonight that, with it being just an exhibition race, no points on the line, we could see these guys make a lot of moves that they normally wouldn't make.
Yeah, and, I mean, you're not wrong. As Lee Campbell grabs the pole here for this one. And that's going to be a real big confidence booster here.
Yeah, easily.
As we flash the qualifying results up there on the screen for you. Like I said, no points on the line here. But here we go. We're going to go to the grid here. And Lee Campbell is going to be on the pole with Andrew Tetwas outside. Rowan Lloyd, one of those drivers, again, a brand new driver in the lead, will be on the inside of row 3. Brandon Honeycutt will be on the outside of row 2. There, and then Brandon Sinflippo, he's going to be on the inside of row 3. And Jason Burdick will be on the outside of row 3. Devin Schwartz will be on the inside of row number 4. And then Dennis Kane will be on the outside. And
yeah, Dennis Kane and John Ashby, I think, are looking to take this from pit road, or they decide just to show up and see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So at the most, we got, looks like 7 on track, 9 scheduled to have showed up. But I believe the pace car is about to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road.
I think we got a little race radio, so while you bring these guys to green, I'm going to go fix that.
Well, it's a 3:05 and everything's about to go live. Pitbull will be happy to say it. Dale, baby, it's green flag action from Homestead.
And I'm going to peel back the curtain just a hair, something I normally do pre-show.
Meanwhile, it's like Jason Campbell had taken off. Andrew Treft and Roman Lloyd battling for second. Roman's going to make that top lane work and get the position over Andrew Treft. It seems like everyone's going to start the single file out, and either I'm seeing things or we have 2 Miller Lite trucks. We might have found a teammate with Jason and Devin.
You know what? I think we found the teammates in Jason and Devin, though.
Yeah, because they're both rocking the Keselowski Miller Lite patriotic stuff.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, wow. Yeah. The 6 and the 24 are both doing that.
Yeah, I think we found the teammates.
That's awesome. And, 3 laps in, this is, Rowan Lloyd set the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, the tires are fresh. Everything's going to be copacetic for these guys right now, and I believe Rowan's about ready to take the lead. Looking on the high side of Lee Campbell, I don't know if that's going to work this early, but he's trying to get that outside line to work, and he's going to get a huge run off of turn 4, trying to make the crossover move happen. Going to stick the truck to the outside, coming past the line, going through turns 1 and 2. Lee Campbell doing everything he can to hold him off, but that bottom's just not working for him. That 61 truck riding high, wide, and handsome. Coming off the turn 2, Lee Campbell tries to shut the door and it doesn't work. It got tight for a second there.
It got real tight.
Rowan Lloyd's going to try to make the pass work on the outside again. Lee Campbell's going to have to realize he's trying to slide drop him back up. It ain't going to work. Oh, Campbell looks like Lloyd lost a little bit between 4. and Campbell was able to close the door on him. We're already getting dicey, and this is only an exhibition race.
Yeah, looking back in the field, Andrew Tuff there in that number 98 truck, paying homage to Grant Infinger there in that number 98. He's driving a 40. Normally drives a Toyota in the truck series, but this year, switching manufacturers. And that's the thing, too, Shane, that I want to point out, too, is, these guys have maybe not run so good in the trucks that they were in last year. And you know what? I think I'm going to switch manufacturer there. It's, Andrew Tuff, the league owner from Hope Valley, Rhode Island.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all just sheet metal. I mean, it's pretty much the same idea all around. So if you don't think you've been running good in a Toyota, maybe mentally speaking, you think the car's going to be But at the end of the day, it's just the same idea as a manufacturer on the front clip.
Yeah, so right now he's running in third position. Only lost a spot. Rowan Lloyd, though, he takes that number one top spot from Lee Campbell.
Not so fast. Lee Campbell's going to try to battle back on the bottom. This is what we're going to be looking forward to seeing tomorrow night from these guys, that's for sure. I believe Campbell has to finally concede after 7 or 8 laps early here of running side by side with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing, too, is we're not even racing for points tonight. This is all bragging rights all day long.
Yeah, and I think Lloyd might have figured out with that side force update that we talked about earlier in the last week, that you can actually run the wall a little bit closer and get that air off the side of that wall and actually use it to your advantage.
Well, this is one of those new drivers to the series. That's Jason Burdick. He's new to the truck series, but he has raced in the Cup Series and a couple of special events, and then his teammate right ahead of him is Devin Schwartz, and you're not seeing double. It's 2 Miller Lite trucks.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I'm more of a Bud Sluck kind of guy myself.
Well, of course you'd be drinking that piss water up there in St. Louis. You're talking to somebody who's in the Northeast, man. We drink Sam Adams up here.
Hey, look. I try to drink Guinness.
The only way I can drink Guinness is with a Monster. Let's put it that way. Give me an Irish car bomb and I'm happy.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
God, I feel like Dave Reed when we're talking alcohol and we're 10 laps into a race. Jeez. Oh, meanwhile, back up front, Lee Campbell's trying to make that inside line work again against Rowan Lloyd. They're John forcing it down the front straightaway, trying to make the decision on who's going to do what here. What I love about HomeStead is the fact of the variable banking, and you can actually have laps like this where you can go door to door with somebody, lap after lap after lap. As Campbell uses the draft after he slides back in behind him on the back straightaway, trying to make 3 and 4 work for him. I don't know if that's going to end up being the advantage or not. That outside line has always been a little bit quicker here at HomeStead, and it's showing its strength once again.
Troy Thomas checking in the YouTube.com live chat, and we'd like to thank everybody for joining in. Troy Thomas says he's not in this race. Sarah Smile, saying that everything is content. Cheering on Andrew Tuff. And then, if you're interested in running in this league, and I mean, by all means, contact Andrew Tuff via Facebook, and he'll get you all set up.
Yeah, he's promoting all over Facebook. I mean, I'm in a couple of the iRacing chats that he's in. He's promoting the daylights out of things there. Just look him up. I mean, look up what they've done here on SRM the last season alone. That ought to tell you how great the racing is here. And we love, content like this. We love leaks like this that give us so much to talk about. Even if there only being 9 trucks in the field, with John Ashby and Dennis Kane finally joining the party, it's just now being able to say, hey, look, you want to experience some great racing? This is where you can get it.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong on that, and we're gonna go high above here in the chopper cam with Lee Campbell.
Yeah, he's got that truck dialed into the middle groove of the track right now. Tells me the tires are starting to fall off a little bit. Last lap being a 33.83. Yeah, it tells me the tires are falling off slightly now. I mean, you're going to get a good 40, 45 laps at the end of the day out of them. So this is going to be a 2-stop race, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you're not wrong by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, right there, just ran a 34. We ran a 34 flat basically compared to a 34.46 for Rowan Lloyd. So the tires have definitely fallen off, and Lloyd's been looking at rearview mirror because he's got a neon yellow Ford starting to park up his tree.
Oh man, here comes Andrew Tuff. Holy cow, he's gonna take the inside, and I think Lloyd is experiencing that tire fall off, like you had just said.
Yeah, he's experiencing it big time because now this is what Andrew Tuff and Brandon Honeycutt.
Oh, Brandon Honeycutt.
Come right in the picture.
I just said Brandon Honeycutt looks like he's gonna take a spot too. You gotta think, Will. It's almost worth mentioning that you might want to come off the high groove.
I don't know if you want to come off of it right now, because if you're running it this early in a race, you're pretty much going to be committed to it the entire session long. You're looking to be running it the whole 105 laps at this point, unless it comes down late race and you got to do what you got to do. And as I say that, one of these drivers, once again, must have our stream up and decide to tell me to shut up. We're in an exhibition race and people are already telling me to shut up. Gee, thanks.
Well, I mean, my wonderful wife is crafting upstairs. So checking in the YouTube.com live chat. Timothy Hook giving us a shout out, or Truth. I would say Timothy, but we'll call him Truth. But right now, we got a battle with Andrew Teft and Brandon Honeycutt starting to brew. And look, Lee Campbell is like 2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, Lee Campbell's checked out. I mean, once he got rid of Rowan Lloyd, once those tires burned off, the consistency of that 4-2 truck showed up. So he's got a 2-second advantage over Taft. Honeycutt's 0.6 of a second behind. And then San Filippo is another second behind that. So, yeah. And again, we're only coming up on lap 20 here of this exhibition.
Yeah, looking back in the field, Devin Schwartz in that number 24 truck, he's kind of minding his own. He started in that 7th position. He's up 1 spot from where he started, and he's working on the 61 truck of Rowan Lloyd. So as he's working the inside there, we're going to go ahead and ride along with a couple of these guys, especially the of the newer guys. This is Devin Schwartz. And you could almost kind of, there we go, Devin Schwartz there. And he right now, he's running at 5th position. But you can almost see how far ahead Brandon Sanfilippo is in that.
Yeah, you can see Sanfilippo, who's rocking a new paint scheme this year. Looks like more of a 5th, 3rd tank style paint job than what we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, so this is, you'll see different paint schemes from Brandon Sinflippo throughout the year. One thing I want to mention too is he's got a relative who's battling cancer, so he'll do a cancer scheme every couple of races to bring awareness to of cancer. That it's an ugly word.
Yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, I know.
We're riding along with that number 13 truck of Brandon Honeycutt. He's another one of those guys, Shane, that drives like a Chevy in the truck series, and then he'll drive a Toyota in the Cup series. As he goes by Andrew Tuft, or he's working by Andrew Tuft rather.
Yeah,
Hope Valley, Rhode Island. There he goes.
Tuft conceded that line. There's no chance he was going to hold anything on the high side, so he conceded it. Too early to be pushing.
Yeah, I think that's what Rowan did. He kind of like fell back, and here he is just kind of riding around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's trying to figure out how hard he can push early to, try to get the advantage. Unfortunately, I think he pushed a little too hard to make this early.
Yeah, and so here's the other thing to your point also is these guys are more or less doing a fuel run. They're going to know exactly how many laps they can get on a fuel run. 25 laps in. Yeah, we're not doing the St. Louis map tonight. But 25 laps in, how far can we make it? Or is it going to be like the episode of Seinfeld when Kramer is on the test drive of the car, and the guy in the car salesman begging him to stop for gas, and Kramer's like, "We can go further."
Yeah, we can keep going. And the next thing you know, the thing completely sputters out.
I don't know if you're a Seinfeld fan.
I saw the episode. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody wants to be Kramer or like what happened to Martin Truex Jr. yesterday at Sonoma and have to fall back on the starter motor.
That's true. No one else wants. I tell you what, there's like 6 other drivers that want to be Lee Campbell right now.
Yeah, because that 14 is dialed and consistent.
That 14 truck is gone.
Oh yeah, he's checked out to about a couple of seconds.
I mean, almost 2 seconds. There's the eyeball test. I mean, he's got clear track.
He's got clear track in front of him, and looks like Brandon Honeycutt's starting to cut into him a little bit. About down to 2.2 seconds.
A little bit at a time, right?
Well, Lee Campbell right now is running a 34.87. Brandon Honeycutt last lap was a 34.41, and San Filippo's a 34.30. So they're coming.
I want to try to find a camera. You can almost see it there as we're on the chopper. And look, I'm going to fire the pilot here.
We're in an exhibition race and already getting ready to fire people. It looks like the teammates, Devin Schwartz and Jason Burdick, are coming down pit road. Now, I wonder if this is a little strategy play by these two.
It might be.
Well, they're going to go a lap down early. We know that much.
So here's the thing about hitting pit road and in this league. One little mistake and you're behind all night long. It is impossible to catch up sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. As Rowan Lloyd now comes down pit road.
Well, here comes Brandon Sinflippo. He's going to try to take that second spot away. What a slide job coming off. Whoa. Hello. Hey, buddy. It's not dirt track. It's asphalt.
Well, if you can pull a slide job off like that, make it stick.
Brandon Sinflippo had a moment there where he got in front of Brandon Honeycutt, but then he kind of did the weeble wobble when he got in front of him.
Yeah, and it's because of that crossover that the air got taken off the back spoiler, and well, he just about had everything else taken off the back end of that truck.
Right now, Brandon Honeycutt, or not, Andrew Teft rather, is running in that fourth position all by his lonesome. And he's almost so lonesome that he could actually cry. You like what I did there?
I could cry from that joke, but it's not my party, so I'm not going to.
Oh, boy.
If this is a joke we've got to work with for the next, 13, 14 weeks? God help us.
Hey,
We're going to need some new writers. I'll tell you right now, who doesn't need a new writer is Brandon Sanfilippo, because he is breathing down Lee Campbell's neck as he chucks that 12 truck deep to the inside, and I believe he's going to make that pass.
There he goes. There he goes. Off at 4. Down the front stretch. Do you think that they waved to each other as he passed by him?
If I'm waving to anybody, usually it's with one finger out the window because they aggravated me. No, seriously, I actually have that set up as a hotkey on my wheel. Like, I'm not even joking. And the funny thing is, in the league I was in, as Brandon Honeycutt's down pit road, league I was in Friday night, not only did I have it set up as a hotkey, as it seems like most everybody else is coming down pit road.
So,
okay.
wholesale pit stops are beginning here. Andrew Teft is going to cycle to the front.
Yeah, he hasn't been down pit road yet, I don't think.
Oh, boy.
Nope, Andrew Teft has not been down pit road.
No. So he's going to be the one to, try out this pit strategy.
Yeah, try to see if we can make it going.
Let's try to make dollars and cents out of this here.
I'd rather make dollars into donuts. Donuts.
I worked at Krispy Kreme. I know how they're made. I don't like them.
I got a Dunkin' Donuts like 5 minutes from my door.
Every time to make their donuts. No?
What's crazy is I've got Dunkin' 5 minutes from my door. Next to that's a doggone Burger King. And like 10 minutes walking distance from me is a Domino's. Figure that one. Meanwhile, Andrew Teft finally comes down pit road, and the lead's going to cycle to the 24 of Devin Schwartz.
Sarah's smiling on the YouTube.com live chat. Sarah, look, I'm a Bud Select kind of guy. I like Budweiser beer.
Again, you would drink that piss water being in St. Louis.
Well,
Well, there's no excuse for it. You got better options. You don't got to be a homer about your beer, dude.
Look, Dave Regal, I love him to death. He has been trying to get me to drink his favorite beer for a while.
As long as you're not drinking Coors, that's all that matters.
I don't drink Coors. I never had Coors.
Thank
don't like it.
God.
I mean,
even cold is bad.
I tried Lone Star beer. I tried. Man, I did used to drink Rolling Rock, and those guys were bought out by AB at one point. So
yeah, well,
still counts.
Anyway, I'll tell you right now, the only other thing I drink is like mixed cocktails. So I'll take those all day.
Well, I mean, So I used to go to the wonderful casinos here in St. Louis, and if you've ever been to St. Louis, watch out for the St. Louis Welcoming Committee.
Fact. Big fact.
They don't put those Park Smart signs up for no reason. But so we used to. So my dad and I used to go to the casino all the time together. I would order a Jack and Coke because I always had a DD, a designated driver. And by the way, guys, arrive alive. Don't drive drunk. And
please drink responsibly.
Yeah, drink responsibly.
There's a PSA, everybody. There you go. Carry on.
So Jack and Coke. I don't drink soda no more. So do I eliminate the Coke and just drink straight up Jack?
No, get like some. Well, you don't want to use seltzer water because that just nasty shit.
I do love Jello, and I do love Jello shots.
There are so many jokes I could say right now. I'll say them to Dave. I'll let Dave tell all the Jello shot jokes. Let's put it that way. But I'll tell you right now, you want to talk about having a drink. I'll peel it back a little bit myself, being a former bouncer. One of the drinks I would always get is something I actually handcrafted. It would be in a pint glass on the rocks. It would start with Ciroc and Malibu with a little bit of grenadine, topped off with Mountain Dew. And that would be, I'd go through 5 of those in a night. And I'd be fine. But that would be the drink I would have when I was DJing.
Fair.
And let me tell you something right now. A lot of people actually bought those drinks. They saw me drinking it. They were like, what is that? I tell them what it is. That sounds pretty damn good. Let me get one of those. Tell them you want a dog and call it good. Next thing I know, the place is making money off of my drink.
Did you get likeness rights or a cut?
Oh, they added about $23 to my pay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be some nights I'd walk out of there with like $100 or so after DJing. I couldn't complain.
Well, as you know, we were watching Devin Schwartz come down the back straight away. Here comes Brandon Honeycutt, almost 3/10 back from, almost a full second actually back from Devin Schwartz.
And he has been trimming. He's been trimming into this lead the last couple of laps. I checked it like 3 laps ago, north of 2 seconds. Now with it being about 3/4 of a second, Honeycutt's got something underneath the hood of that truck tonight.
Well, it's not. Maybe it's rocket fuel.
What'd he do? Raid Michael Waltrip's shop again?
Man, I told you to put the lock on it. Lock on the door.
I'm not the one that's supposed to lock it up. Mikey was. He's too busy dealing with errands and craftsmen.
Well, I mean, did you at least get a peek of the Dream Machine?
Yeah, but the only Dream Machine they had, there was a crumpled one that McDowell flipped back to Texas. Not exactly a dream boat of a car, if you ask me.
Well, I tell you what, though, I did get a chance to check in on the Dirt Late Model Dream on Saturday afternoon. Did you see the ride that Scott Bloomquist took?
Oh my goodness gracious! There was nothing left of that car. There's no way he was wheeling that thing back. I mean, I've seen the guy drive on 3 wheels. I mean, he's had a broken left front. Not that it matters in dirt track racing because you're typically putting the left front in the air anyway. But there's no way he was bringing that thing back around in one piece.
Yeah, and so here's the thing about dirt late models, and I know we're watching truck racing, not really talking about dirt late models. But here's the thing, is I've seen guys here in St. Louis. St. Louis is a hotbed for dirt racing. We have more dirt track than asphalt.
Yeah, you guys got a good amount of tracks up there to spray the mud around.
Yes. So anyways, there's a driver by the name of Ray Walsh. He's a dirt modified national champion for UMP, and he actually flipped his car one night. They rolled him back over, and he wanted to start the car and take off.
Somebody had a Dale Earnhardt moment. I'll say right now, someone else had a Dale Earnhardt moment. There's Brandon Honeycutt made the move around Devin Schwartz as we were talking a little dirt tracking, making that high line work. And then immediately dropped straight to the bottom.
Sarah, they had chose not to practice tonight. It's just a practice race anyways. So they'll be in the field for sure tomorrow evening as you get to hear.
Yeah, this will be a bigger field tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yes.
And again, if you guys are liking what you see when it comes to this league, if you scroll back through some of the videos that we have here on SRM dealing with these guys here at the Racers Elite, look up Andrew Teft on Facebook. Hit him up. Tell him you want to join. You know, these guys put on great shows night in and night out.
Yeah, and so they have 4 leagues that they run. They run a Sunday league, which is a Gen 6 league.
Yeah.
And that is a free entry. The trucks, which you'll see here, if you're watching now, you'll see it tomorrow. It's $20. It's a $20 hauler. Wednesday night is $20 also. That's the Xfinity Series. And then Thursday nights is the Cup Series, which is actually full, but you can be on a wait list for that one.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple other ideas floating around there in Racers Elite that might be brought to the forefront, especially here later on in the summertime. And if one of those ideas comes to fruition that I've been looking at them wanting to do, trust me, I'm going to be stoked about it, because being a local short track guy, this one would be near and dear to my heart.
For sure. So, you know, we're 50 laps in. We're just, I want to say, under halfway if my math is mathing. That's John.
Yeah, we're about 2 laps away from halfway.
Well, hey, you know, I'll take it. I'm close, right?
Well, as we all know, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear bombs.
Could you imagine old Al and the broadcast booth, and he got the red button? He's like, "Phew, what does that thing do?"
Whee!
Hey.
Next thing you hear is a big old warning siren. What button did you press? That's the red button. You idiot!
I mean,
God help us. God help us. We're gonna get canceled by the end of the night.
luckily for us,
That or John is watching this right now, laughing too hard to want to cancel us. Oh. I don't know, one of the two, but it's going to be that type of night tonight.
Hey, guess what?
What?
After this race, I get a little B&G throwdown, biscuits and gravy.
After this race, I'm going to flip on the TV, watch the tail end of Monday Night Raw, and get ready to do the morning show tomorrow. And then this weekend, after we get done with another show, I'm probably going to end up watching Clash of the Castle.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Clash of the Castle is going to be going on while I got another broadcast I'm going to be doing, so I'm just going to watch that on Peacock when I get done.
I mean, yeah. Look, I got Peacock. I take the ebbs and flows of wrestling, and right now, Cody Rhodes is the man. He's the face of WWE, just like Brandon Honeycutt is the face of this race right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I was about to say, if you message me during that and tell me what's going on, I swear to God, I will come to St. Louis and smack. I promise you that right now.
I will not.
Thank you.
I got more important things to watch. We are getting ready to start one of my favorite times of the year. It's going to be like Christmas. And that is the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals and Summit Modified Tour. Live on Dirt Vision.
That's going to be a good show.
Yes. And guess who's going to that on Friday night at the Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois?
There you go.
Yes.
It looks like the teammates come back down pit lane for the verdict. That tells me right there. That is their strategy, that they figure they cut this race into 2 different pieces. Well, actually, it's going to be 3, because they're going to have to stop again, roughly maybe 20 to go.
So let me ask you this, Shane. I mean, you're a racer, I'm a racer. How does Shane Lake...
One of us better than the other.
Okay, well, depends on the track. But
Shut up. How would I do this?
How would you set it? Would you work the race backwards and set your pit strategy up that way, or is it the other way around?
I'd take it as it comes. I mean, if I know I can go 30, 35 laps on a tank of fuel, I'd come in probably lap 33. And then I'd adapt it if there were any cautions. Like, if there's a caution to come out now, I guarantee you the top 5 would be down pit road to get tires and fuel, which would then put almost everybody back on the same strategy of, hey, we got to come in with about 20 laps to go. Now, if this was a road course event and knowing that there wasn't really going to be any cautions, that's the only time you probably really want to work a race backwards. But even then, you know, that's a questionable idea at best. But, you know, I'm not Larry McReynolds. I'm not half bald with gray hair going down the sides wanting to smoke a cigar and drink wine on Fox.
Well, I'm a quarter bald, as I got a receding hairline.
I'm lucky I don't have that problem quite yet, but it's due to happen.
I'm getting there. So look, Brandon Honeycutt's got a second and a half over Brandon Sanfilippo. Right there in that 12 truck is Sarah Smile checking in the YouTube.com live chat. You know, I think we addressed the Ashby and Kane. They're not here. It's Weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. And she's cheering on Brandon Sanfilippo in that number 12 truck. So,
well, he's putting up a good run right now. We're about just about 2/3 of the way through this race, and depending on how strategy plays out.
So right now, everybody is pretty much spread out. Not really a whole lot going on.
Yeah, and that's typical for HomeStead. You get these long green flag runs. Everyone's just going to spread out, let the pit stop cycle happen, and then, you know, we would end up seeing more action as the race picked up later on. But right now, it's typical HomeStead.
Well, here's what our live timing deems the best battle right now, and that is Andrew Teft and and the 6 truck of Devin Schwartz, or Burdick rather. Burdick is a lap down. He goes by Andrew Teft.
Yeah, that's the difference with the tires right now. Again, the 6 and the 24 just came down pit road a handful of laps ago. So they're just making their way around, trying to pick up some time.
So these drivers right now, Shane, are definitely learning the track, what it's going to take. Right now, let's go ahead and show the weather one more time. So right now, it's 76 degrees. So this is Chamber of Commerce weather. The wind has died down significantly. It was a 4-mile-an-hour wind. And the humidity is now 85%. The track temperature, however, is now 79.
Well, once again, these are ideal conditions for grip and horsepower, and that's what we're seeing here. And I think if the eyeballs aren't failing me, Brandon is starting to close in a little bit on Honeycutt. We're getting ready to come into these next pit stop cycles.
Yeah, so we're at lap 62 of 105. And like you said, we're getting ready to start the next round of pit stops, if you will. And so right now, Brandon Honeycutt is it's down to a half second is what the eyeball test shows.
Yeah, it's 6/10 of a second 50 on the tower.
But here goes Rowan Lloyd, and he is 2 laps down now. And I don't know whether he made an unscheduled pit stop. And here's the thing about running practice races too, Shane, is these guys might, whoa, hello, hey, hi. Is these guys, as I was saying, might figure out that, hey, maybe this isn't my best track. Maybe I can go ahead and take the L here and essentially just start at a track that maybe I'm a little stronger at.
Yeah, but at the same token, you want to be able to pick up, you know, points where you know you're struggling, because everybody has a track they're going to struggle at the end of the day. As we see, it looks like, whoa,
hello, hi.
13 came on a little quick there, looks like. That don't surprise me any.
I think Brandon Honeycutt got that truck loaded up before the commitment cone.
Yeah, I think if he did, it was just barely. And he almost had San Filippo knock his tailgate off.
Ooh. Let's go back and see what happened to Rowan Lloyd. I don't see a caution come out, but it does register as him crashing, and he takes the slide for life and nosed it right into the inside wall in the back straightaway.
Yeah, the truck came up off the bottom, and as he tried to turn it off the fence, he just kept turning and knocked the nose off it.
That's a tough break. I mean, he's already having a bad night, but luckily, no points tonight.
Yeah, he's just learning the limit. He's just learning the limit of what he can do right now.
Exactly. Right now, Andrew Tuft is behind Lee Campbell by 11 seconds. But if they're going to come down pit road, you're going to see that time significantly change. You're going to see the gap shrink.
Yeah, Lee Campbell last came down pit road, lap 33. Tuft was 2 laps behind him. Everyone else is basically a lap down compared to those two.
As we, if it works.
We're getting there. We're getting there, ladies.
There we go.
Bear with us.
There's the pit strategy, and we're about, I want to say, halfway through the fuel run.
Now, it's interesting that Campbell and Tuft are staying out as long as they are, because you still got to realize you got to come down pit road within the next handful of laps. But is this their strategy of trying to make it a full fuel run?
So Lee Campbell last came down pit road on lap 33. Andrew Tuft is 35. And then now you got all the other guys that just came down pit road. Rowan Lloyd did come down. Well, he's still in the pits. I don't know if he took a fast repair or not, but
no, looks like he's still sitting there. And 14 might have just pushed it a little too far because he's running really slow right now.
Yeah,
that truck is struggling to make up speed, so he may have found out where exactly he can go fuel-wise.
He might be. There he goes. He's going to come down this time.
Yeah, he was close.
That will give Andrew Tuft the lead right now in that number 98 truck. And, you know, Andrew had a son graduate high school this past weekend. So shout out to Andrew's son for doing that. Great accomplishment. You know, we wish Andrew's son the best of luck going into the future, and hopefully he goes to college, and I'm sure he will. But you know, Andrew Tuft, very proud dad there.
Oh yeah. Now this is interesting because Lee Campbell went 36 laps on a tank of gas, and here's Andrew Tuft coming in now. This puts it at the window where they can go the distance from here, barring a late race caution. Him and Tuft. So, are we seeing a possible fuel shed way out in front of us?
We might be. And here's the thing, too. As Brendan Honeycutt goes ahead and cycles back to the lead. This is the pit cycle. So, essentially, they could be putting off cycle for that reason to maybe, I don't know, maybe stay ahead. So, no matter what, when it cycles back through, it's going to be Brendan Honeycutt, Brandon Sanfilippo, and Devin Schwartz.
Right. But those guys, okay, Honeycutt and Sanfilippo came in lap 64. You figure 35, 36 laps from that will put it at lap, what, one-ish? Like 101, 102?
Yeah, I mean,
36 laps from there, yeah, is actually lap 100. 35 laps from when Teff and Campbell came in is the checkered flag. So strategy is going to be very intriguing. And we know Devin Schwartz and Jason Burdick can't make it to Nero Fuel anyway. They both came in lap 53. So they've got another stop to make anyway. So they're hoping that they can cycle around with fresher tires and try to play the whole three-stop, hey, we've got the tires, let's use them game. Whereas Honeycutt and San Filippo now have to pedal the car for nearly 40 laps. And that is going to be pretty much impossible to do.
And there's a reason why you're the official mathematician of the broadcast.
Well, that's just because I know how to calculate quick and figure out what's going on.
I mean, yeah. Well, here in St. Louis.
The public education math helped me out.
You ever seen you ever seen Abbott and Costello?
Who's on first? The guy on first base. That's who I'm asking. Who is on first? Exactly.
They got another sketch where they're calculating the rent money.
Okay.
And they're doing the math on the blackboard. Look up how Abbott and Costello does math. And, you know, to your point, they're widely popular for the Who's on First sketch.
That has been imitated and duplicated so many times I've lost track.
Now, I did watch Saturday Night Live.
Oh, who hasn't watched Saturday Night Live?
Hey, look. There's only a 10-year stretch I'll actually watch. I'll even go back to 20 years. So the first 20 seasons, which brings you up to the mid-90s.
I'll give you that. You know, Chris Farley, you know, people like that. Yeah. Big man in a little coat.
So I texted Dave. The Bears.
The Bears!
The Bears.
Don't get me started, because I'm about to go into morning show mode, and I don't want to talk about Caleb
here
Williams.
comes Lee Campbell getting by Devin Schwartz, and that's going to be a pass for the fourth position.
Yeah, right now, Honeycutt's got about a 7-second lead on San Filippo and about 10 seconds on Schwartz. So, yeah.
Now there's a point to the Saturday SNL. So my point being is I was a huge Adam Sandler fan throughout the whole 90s.
Well, yeah.
And I love the Opera Man sketch that he does on the Weekend Update with Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So it's kind of funny. I was watching Saturday Night Live on Friday. My brother calls me on Thursday night and asked me if I want to go to Healing Comedy Club here in wonderful St. Louis, Missouri, and Brentwood to actually be the town to see Bert Kreischer.
Oh, really?
The first time I've ever seen him do stand-up outside of YouTube.
Okay.
And Shane, if you get a chance to go see Bert Kreischer live, do it.
Well, sounds like something to keep an eye on.
And so I like the fact that, you know, like these guys are they test their material at these small comedy clubs. And the comic that was there Friday is we got Devin Schwartz coming down pit road one more time here on lap 80, and this is what I believe the money stop.
Burdick is down pit road.
Burdick is down also. I was going to say that.
So it looks like to me that these guys figured out that they weren't going to make it to the finish, so they figured to come down pit road one more time to make sure that they could actually get there. The problem is it's a little too late to be thinking that far.
I don't think you're going to take tires. I think it's just splash and go, though.
Yeah, I think it was splash and go because they probably want to save the tires in case something does come up. Although it looks like Schwartz is still on pit road.
Well, right now, Brandon Honeycutt is out to a 5.5 second lead. Actually, 6 second lead. Yeah. So, I mean...
Schwartz did take tires.
He did take tires. Okay.
Yeah, Schwartz took tires. Both of them did. Both teammates took tires.
Meanwhile, while Brandon Honeycutt is halfway back to Orlando.
Yeah, he's just hanging out right around Jacksonville right now.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Maybe he can help Tony Khan book a better show.
I mean, I'm waiting for MJF to come to WWE.
We might be waiting a while because they end up misusing him, I'm sorry to say. I mean, even Triple H, I don't think would know what to do with the talent that MJF has.
So look, you put MJF with CM Punk.
Oh dear God!
Again.
Yes, that was magic. What they had when they were in AEW together.
Right.
I actually watched that promo around Thanksgiving that those two cut on each other, and holy cow, that was priceless.
Ken Smith checking in YouTube.com live chat. Well, Ken, the racing is great.
Honeycutt down pit road. Honeycutt down pit road.
Oh, yep, you're right. I think Andrew Tuft and Lee Campbell has the gas to make it.
Yeah, they're going to be the ones to stretch it. San Filippo might try to. I don't think it's going to work out well. Last time San Filippo was on pit road was lap 64. So if Honeycutt's come in this early, I don't think Brandon San Filippo is going to make it unless he starts pedaling. But he's got right now about a 13-second gap on Lee Campbell, so he might try to back it up a little bit.
So I've been calling these guys for. This will be my third year being on the broadcast here for Racers Elite, and this is one of those series where once you think you got these guys' pit strategy all figured out, you zig and they zag.
It's like Roddy Piper. You think you got all the answers, he changes the questions.
I mean, have you ever seen Scott Steiner math?
That confused the ever-loving crap out of me.
So Brandon said football.
It made my
33 and 1/3 chance of winning this race.
It made my brain think I drank a ton of vodka when I wasn't even drunk when I first watched that promo.
20 laps to go.
That bad. I don't know what Scott Steiner was doing, but he was good stuff.
I mean, his big Papa Pump, he can do whatever he wants.
And apparently that includes sucking at math.
That's what St. Louis. If you want to know what St. Louis math looks like, go watch that promo.
Yep, as Brandon Honeycutt looks to unlap himself. Relatively easily going around San Filippo.
I mean, so this kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to look at tomorrow. Right now, Brandon Filippo has almost a 13-second lead over Lee Campbell in that second position. 18 laps to go. Andrew Tuft is running at third position right now. He's on the podium, and last year was the curved record truck. This year, it's champion.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for us to get canceled. All the jokes we've been doing, whether it's been wrestling or drinking or anything else, it's waiting to get canceled. I know it's coming.
It's YouTube.
We'll be fine. Screw it. We'll be fine.
It's an exhibition race.
Yeah. That. We've all said much worse hanging out with Dave. Oh God, those Sunday night shows.
Speaking of Dave Regal, after we're done here, if you like what you see in here, drop us a like, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications. Get those going. But go check out Dave Regal as the Monday Night NASCAR League, MNN. They are at Sonoma doing the Xfinity race over there. Full-length races. Couple road course ringers in the field, I'm sure. And Shane, I don't know if you had a chance to watch that one Sunday. I did not. I checked in. It's kind of in and out on it. But Nolan Hodges had an incident with Neil Pearson. And, well, let's just put it this way. They were apologizing to each other yesterday, so.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. I mean, road course races, tempers tend to flare pretty well. Believe me, been there, done that too many times to count. So, it's just the nature of the beast.
Speaking of tempers flaring, you know, I'll never forget the story, Shane. Whenever I'm at Talladega and I just annihilated your truck. And you come back.
Speaking of trucks being annihilated, here comes Brandon Sanfilippo trying to come down and get some more fuel because he knew he wasn't going to make it.
15 laps to go.
And it's going to cycle Elite Campbell, who's going to have roughly about, I want to say, 4.5, 5 seconds on Andrew. No, only about 2.5 seconds.
So I finished second in that race, in that truck race.
Yeah, I finished third. I know.
I mean, look, you battled back. You got the podium.
Yeah, battled back after getting the entire back end of my truck knocked off.
You're welcome. And I'm pretty sure there's a few 4-letter adjectives that you had for me that day.
If I had them, I would have said them, believe me.
But hey, you know, the rest is history. Here you are. Now we're working together.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to strangle you for wrecking me at Talladega.
Becoming the best of friends?
We'll go with that, sure.
We'll go with that.
Oh,
hey, by the way.
What?
I would say that Dennis Kane won the race of the beer stand, but he never did grid, so.
Well, him and Ashley.
Right.
I think they're both over there kicking it next to their trucks with a couple of cold ones. Just watching the show.
Well, they're not drinking Budweiser products, I can tell you that.
Down in HomeStead, they better not be. What are you thinking if you're drinking Budweiser at HomeStead?
I would be the one to do it.
Well, that's just you're insane, dude.
Well, do you drink Dr. Pepper soda? You drink Dr. Pepper soda?
Yes.
Okay, so my father, he's a Dr. Pepper connoisseur.
Okay.
Okay, so he will not buy Dr. Pepper. He drinks Diet Pepper. He's a diabetic. So he would not drink Dr. Pepper that is bought any further south in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So he stays down in Western Kentucky a couple weeks out of the year, or out of the month since he's retired.
Okay.
And shout out to Joey. And at any rate, so he will travel back from Paducah, Kentucky to St. Louis just to buy Dr. Pepper.
That's going extreme.
Well, mind you, he lives up, you know, in the 63070.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is, everyone knows I'm up in the state of Maine. No, I don't drink Moxie. And no, I never will drink Moxie. I'm sorry, but you cannot make me drink doggone cold cough medicine. Forget that.
So in 2025, I'm not gonna make the Miami trip this year, but in 2025, when I go to Miami, I bring 2 things with me. One is Vest Soda. 2 is a 30-pack of Bud Select. I hope I can get them both on the airplane.
Oh, dear God. You would try to get Budweiser down there. You ain't getting me to drink that crap. Not unless I'm already halfway hammered.
It does go down. It does go down like water.
And now Dave Regal is going to listen back to this and realize, hey, if he does come down on this trip, I'm going to get him crap faced. God help me.
Well,
This is going to turn into the days when I was DJing, because the bartender we had made it his job by the end of the night to get me drinks.
so
And 98% of the time, it did work.
7 laps to go right now. Lee Campbell has a 3.5-second lead over Andrew Tuff. Unfortunately,
Yeah, he's checked out.
Fortunately, my wonderful wife and I, during the Miami trip, will be married for 10 years. I love her to death. And we are actually going to recreate our honeymoon in East Tennessee.
Oh, there you go.
So, but next year, she's shipping me out on the next plane to Miami in 2025.
Yeah, we celebrated 10 years together. Our 11th year, get your butt down to Miami. I don't want to see you.
I mean, pretty much she put in and say, well, you're Jonathan Leach's problem now.
And John's probably like, oh, gee, thanks.
Well, I pre-warn people whenever I go on trips. I snore. It's not a light snore. It's like a foghorn going off. As we got 5 phalanges in the air. Coming down is Andrew Tuft.
This is why I'm glad I have YouTube as white noise with old NASCAR races, so I wouldn't have to hear that.
So here's the other thing too. My wife says she gets over the snoring, but it's the teeth grinding.
Yeah, that can be damaging.
4 to go. Lee Campbell has still. Andrew Tuft is trying everything he can in his bag of tricks to close that gap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The sands in the hourglass are running out quickly.
Dear God, sands in the hourglass. What is this, Days of Our Lives? My wife watches too many soap operas. By the way, sweetheart, if you're watching, I love you, but you watch too many soap operas.
I am a bold and beautiful kind of guy.
She watches every last one of them, and even a few of them out in the UK, okay?
3 to go. And Lee Campbell's lead is shrinking by a half second.
Yeah, by about half a second to 0.6, but I still don't think it's going to be enough.
No, because we're coming into popsticks in the air.
Yep. 3 fingers have been replaced by the popsicle sticks. Currently sitting upright in the flag stand. And Lee Campbell's looking at the flag man like, thank you very much. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go.
2 to go, and I just don't. I think Andrew's just too far back right now. And,
yeah, he is.
Brandon Honeycutt, he's back even further with a 6-second gap between him and Lee Campbell. So I hate to say it for these guys, but if Lee Campbell's dominating at a preseason race, he's gonna be He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Speaking of a force to be reckoned with, ladies and gentlemen, the popsicle sticks have been replaced. The white flag is in the air. Lee Campbell looks up, takes it handsomely with a 2.5-second gap on second place Andrew Tuft.
Well, Andrew Tuft is going to have to disturb the force to get caught up to Lee Campbell.
I'm sorry, Luke Skywalker, but this is not the force you can mess with. Lee Campbell, the only thing he's staring at is the back bumper, that Miller Lite number 6. But he doesn't care about staring at that. He's coming out of turns 3 and 4. He's staring up at the flag stand, looking at the checkered flag. Lee Campbell will win the exhibition race here for the Racers Elite at HomeStead.
Nice. I like what you did there.
Andrew Tuft brings it home, P2. Brandon Honeycutt, P3. Brandon Sanfilippo, Devin Schwartz, Jason Burdick will round out the trucks running on the track.
Holy cow, what a race.
Flag to flag.
And this is what this league is all about.
Yep.
And, as we get these guys situated down there, we're actually going to bring up at least first and second, to the booth. I don't think that, I don't think that you know.
I actually, there we go.
Yeah. So we got Lee Campbell in the booth. Shane, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I got victory lane with Lee Campbell. Buddy, talk about a dominating second half of the race. How'd you pull that one off?
Yeah, well, just tried to save as much fuel as I could. I was clutching it through the corners, just trying to draft and letting off early and all that stuff, and it just worked out.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. I mean, that last pit stop with 35, 36 to go was the moneymaker for you because you were able to stay out the rest of the way. Is this any indication of what we're going to see tomorrow night?
Man, I hope so. um, I just, try to do the same thing I did tonight. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to be a lot more trucks in the field tomorrow. I got a feeling that we're going to see a great show out of you guys. Before we cut you loose here in Victory Lane, who helps you get it done on that 14 truck?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for the broadcast for sure. You guys do a great job. Thanks to all the drivers in this league. The best league I've ever been a part of. Andrew for making sure everything runs smooth, and he's a great director, and that's about it, man.
Hey, well, celebrate this one. Put it in the notebook for tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. How about that?
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Well, and that's all for the interviews. The other part of the running order had to hop out of here. But with that being said, we're gonna go over our results here for this one. As Shane, here comes the results. Lee Campbell picking up the win here tonight, with Andrew Tuff taking second. Taking third, rounding out your podium is Brandon Honeycutt. Brandon Sanfilippo will finish fourth. Rounding out your top five will be Devin Schwartz. Jason Burdick will be rounding out sixth position. Rowan Lloyd will finish seventh. Dennis Kane and John Ashby will round out your field, winning the race to the beer stand. And, Shane, if this is a precursor tonight of what we're going to see tomorrow and the next 14 weeks, I'm personally excited. And I know you are too. There's not a whole lot of things to do up there in Maine, but this is one of them. And I look forward to every Tuesday night with you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great league, a great series coming up for this season. And I have got a very sneaky suspicion that we are going to see a lot more great action like we did last season. And if this is definitely a precursor, this season's going to be even that much more exciting.
Yes, and if you're interested in joining a great league, and have the time to do it, get with Andrew Tuff. Look up Racers Lead on Facebook. Contact simracingmedia.com, or the email email. Find Simracing Media on Facebook. Contact us. We'll get you pointed in the right direction. But we're gonna wrap it up here from Homestead, Miami tonight. Look, we had a lot of fun, but tomorrow points are on the line. It's gonna be a lot more serious as we get ready to go. And 105 laps tomorrow night, and if Lee Campbell pulls this off again, it's gonna be a long season for these guys.
Yeah, but I think a lot of these guys also took notes tonight to try to ensure what they're going to be able to do for tomorrow night. I got a feeling the action is going to be a lot more intriguing and a little bit more different than what we saw here tonight.
Well, Shane, with that being said, as we're going to do on every race this year, we're going to let you do the honors of taking us home and getting us out of here.
And ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here on Sim Racing Media from the 305 Homestead Miami Speedway. Racers Elite will be rolling out tomorrow night. Bigger field, first points race of the season. But as we often say here, as you go down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. And until we meet again, take care.